Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a massive debate playing out in the markets right now. Is Sterling Infrastructure just a traditional, highly cyclical contractor, or are we actually looking at a secular growth compounder built for the next decade? Let's get right into the analysis.
So first things first, what exactly are we dealing with here? Look, Sterling is not a software company. They aren't writing code. They are the indispensable physical builders behind today's digital revolutions. We're talking about the literal heavy lifting: AI data center site development, vast transportation networks, advanced manufacturing facilities, and all the power-related civil infrastructure needed to keep the lights on. To put it bluntly, without companies like Sterling, the physical layer of the AI revolution just does not get built on schedule. If they disappeared tomorrow, sure, the economy would still function, but massive AI projects would face severe delays, and clients would be hit with skyrocketing costs and blown timelines. They are, in every sense of the word, a mission-critical service provider.
And this brings us to a massive shift happening in market perception right now. See, Wall Street used to look at Sterling as just a standard, traditional contractor, a commodity dirt mover, totally at the mercy of economic cycles. But that narrative, it's changing, and it's changing fast. Smart investors are increasingly valuing them as a specialty infrastructure platform. Why? Because Sterling sells elite execution, not just commodity construction. The market is finally waking up to the reality that they're a direct beneficiary of the AI infrastructure boom and the U.S. reshoring trend. They aren't just taking random bids. They're strategically positioned right at the center of the biggest secular growth trends in the economy. Now, if we look under the hood at their competitive advantage, Sterling scores a 45 out of 80 on the economic moat scorecard. Okay, so they don't have the insane network effects of a wide moat software monopoly. But look at what actually anchors this score: an 8 out of 10 in cost leadership, customer relationships, and execution reputation. In the world of multi-billion-dollar infrastructure, your execution is your moat. Think about it. When a massive hyperscaler needs a billion-dollar data center site prepped perfectly and on a strict timeline, they aren't going to gamble on some unproven contractor to save a few bucks. They go to the guys with the bulletproof reputation. And that right there is Sterling's moat. A question that comes up a lot is whether AI could disrupt or even destroy a business like this. The answer? Absolutely not. The raw truth of the matter is that AI cannot replace bulldozers. Construction still takes heavy equipment, physical labor, complex engineering, and literal dirt moving. You cannot code a concrete foundation into existence. But here's the twist. AI can actually improve Sterling's margins. By using AI for things like project scheduling, cost estimation, predictive maintenance on their machinery, and even autonomous surveying, they can operate leaner and much safer. So AI isn't a threat here. It's a tool for steady margin improvement in a very physical industry. Because of that dynamic, Sterling pulls in an exceptional AI winner score of 88 out of 100. But we have to make a crucial distinction here. AI itself is not Sterling's product. They aren't selling large language models. Indirectly, though, the AI revolution is an enormous demand multiplier for them. AI requires a staggering amount of compute. That compute requires massive data centers, and those data centers require colossal amounts of power infrastructure and specialized industrial campuses. Sterling is the company actually building those physical, foundational assets. They are quite literally selling the concrete and steel for the modern AI gold rush. Zooming out to the broader macro picture, Sterling's growth is being fueled by 5 separate billion-dollar secular trends. Obviously, they have very high exposure to AI data centers and power grid expansion, but they're also heavily exposed to U.S. manufacturing reshoring, industrial automation, and general infrastructure modernization. For us as analysts, the takeaway is that Sterling's demand isn't fragile. It isn't reliant on just one pillar holding everything up. They are diversified across multiple massive megatrends funded by both corporations and the federal government. Whether it's a tech giant building a server farm or an automaker bringing a plant back stateside, Sterling is right there to capture that capital expenditure. Of course, none of those macro tailwinds mean a thing if the people running the show can't execute. Our analysis firmly classifies Sterling's leadership as builders, not promoters. You know how every CEO nowadays tries to shoehorn the word AI into their earnings calls just to pump the stock? Sterling's management doesn't play that game. They are laser-focused on the boring, yet incredibly profitable fundamentals: returns, operating margins, execution, and intense project selectivity. They prioritize actual cash generation over flashy narratives, and that discipline earns them an A in capital allocation and a really impressive 88 out of 100 in trustworthiness. They've even been actively exiting weaker legacy businesses just to focus entirely on their higher return projects. And that management discipline directly translates into a financial fortress score of 91 out of 100. We are talking about explosive earnings per share growth backed up by real, tangible free cash flow. Their operating margins right now are sitting well above historical construction industry averages. On top of that, their return on equity and return on invested capital are stellar, all while keeping their debt highly manageable with really strong interest coverage. The bottom line here, the quality of their growth is exceptionally high because it's driven by a smarter project mix and real cash generation, not just financial engineering or diluting shareholders.
But we do need to take a step back and separate the hype from the reality here. There is definitely a growing divide between retail investor psychology and the actual ground truth. The retail narrative right now is pretty euphoric, right? They see the AI data center boom and just assume it means unlimited linear growth forever. But the reality, which analysts and the management team completely understand, is much more grounded. Yes, the high-quality growth is absolutely real. And yes, a premium valuation is totally justified by their operational excellence right now. But, and this is a big but, cyclicality has not disappeared. This is still construction. It's inherently cyclical. Management knows perfectly well that project normalization could hit after this crazy wave of AI demand. It's an amazing business, but trees don't grow to the sky without a few seasonal changes. Speaking of growth, though, let's talk about a major hidden opportunity that the broader market might be dramatically underestimating right now. Our sources indicate that power infrastructure investment could actually become larger than transportation infrastructure. Think about the sheer scale of that for a second. The amount of electricity required to power this new wave of data centers and reshored manufacturing is just mind-boggling. In our current U.S. electrical grid, it is simply not equipped to handle it, period. The required build-out for power generation and transmission is going to be a monumental, decades-long undertaking. And Sterling is perfectly positioned to capture a massive slice of that civil infrastructure work. All right, every deep analysis has to confront the dark side. So, what is Sterling's biggest black swan risk? Simply put, what happens if the AI capital expenditure cycle suddenly pauses? If the major hyperscalers, the Amazons, Microsofts, and Googles, decide to delay their data center buildouts because maybe AI monetization isn't happening quite as fast as they hoped, Sterling is going to feel the pain. If that investment cycle slows down dramatically, their project pipeline gets wildly competitive, pricing power weakens, margins normalize right back down to traditional construction levels, and worst of all, that premium valuation multiple they've earned will compress sharply. To really understand how that risk translates to the stock price, let's walk through our valuation framework. In a bear case scenario where AI capex slows and those margins compress, we could easily see the stock drop 30 to 40% from current levels. Our fair value base case assumes healthy, double-digit revenue growth for a few years, with margins staying above historical averages. That puts the value roughly flat to maybe 15% upside. Now, the bull case sees sustained AI investment and actual market share gains, potentially driving 50 to 80% upside over the medium term. But beware of the bubble case. If investors lose their minds and permanently price Sterling like a high-margin software platform, the stock could temporarily double. But that valuation would be incredibly fragile and practically impossible to sustain without non-stop flawless earnings growth. So, what are the actual probabilities for massive long-term wealth creation here? Our analysis gives a very healthy 55% probability to a 2x return over the long run, mostly driven by their solid execution and those macro tailwinds we talked about. A 5x return, that sits at about a 20% probability, but it requires a sustained AI supercycle, continuous margin expansion, and basically dodging any major macroeconomic recessions. And achieving a 10x return, that sits at a very rare 5% probability. For that to happen, Sterling would have to evolve way beyond what they are today into a truly dominant, highly scalable platform alongside years of flawless capital allocation and perfect industry conditions. It's possible, but for sure, it's a high bar. Bringing this all together, here is the final institutional Wall Street verdict. The overall investment rating remains a solid buy, with a strong conviction score of 8.5 out of 10. For the base case, analysts are projecting a 12 to 17% expected annual return over a 3 to 10-year horizon. But listen, the critical piece of advice here is about your entry zone. Given the massive recent run-up in the stock and the very high expectations now baked into the price, professional investors are suggesting you look for meaningful market corrections or sector-wide pullbacks to build a position. Do not recklessly chase the upward momentum. You want to buy the infrastructure, not the hype. To wrap up the analysis, let's run the future newspaper test for the year 2036.
Here's the bullish headline we might be reading 10 years from now. How Sterling Infrastructure became America's premier AI infrastructure builder and a decade-long compounder. In this reality, AI adoption just kept rolling relentlessly, driving massive, sustained investments in data centers, electrical grids, and advanced manufacturing. Sterling consistently won the best projects, maintained immense discipline, used tech to expand their margins, and successfully transformed from a standard contractor into a true secular growth engine. But we have to immediately contrast that with the bearish 2036 alternative, how Sterling Infrastructure lost its premium valuation after the AI construction boom faded. In this starkly different reality, the AI infrastructure investment cycle cooled off much sooner than anyone expected. Project bids became cutthroat, pricing power totally evaporated, margins plummeted right back to industry norms, and Wall Street ruthlessly re-rated the business, stripping away that premium multiple and treating them once again as just another highly cyclical traditional contractor. So the fundamental debate for anyone looking at this company really just comes down to this single question. Are we looking at a permanent structural evolution here, or is this just a really, really good peak in a cyclical industry? When you weigh their incredible execution against the unavoidable realities of physical construction, which 2036 headline are you going to bet on?